What's up guys, I have two new smartwatches from Zeblaze with model names GTS 3 and GTS 3 Plus. You may have already heard about this series because we tested Zeblaze GTS 3 Pro on our channel Tech Brothers. It is interesting that the Zeblaze GTS 3 Pro was released earlier than the Zeblaze GTS 3. Anyway, I don't have a GTS 3 Pro right now, so I will compare the GTS 3 and GTS 3 Plus in this video. Looking at the images on the boxes, these are very similar watches with large square displays, Bluetooth phone calls, 24 hours health management, and multiple sport modes. However, the price of Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus is $25, while Zeblaze GTS 3 costs only $17. Let's look for the differences between these watches and find out which one is better to buy. So the new Zeblaze watches have the same box's design, but different colors and dials. Among the main features, I noticed the first difference between these watches. The GTS 3 Plus has an AMOLED display. We will talk about it a little later. The contents of the boxes are the same, such as watches, magnetic charging cables, and user manuals. As you can see, I have Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus in a silver color, while Zeblaze GTS 3 is black. The silver version of the GTS 3 Plus not only features a silver strap, but also a silver case. Zeblaze GTS 3 has a black strap and a black dial. But if you buy the watch in blue or pink, the dial will also match the color of the strap. The straps also have different textures. It resembles something like fabric on the GTS 3 Plus and the regular TPU on the GTS 3. Both straps are 22mm wide, so you can swap them out or use any other strap of that size. By the way, the dial of Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus looks like metal, but it is actually plastic. The buttons on the sides of the watches have the same texture. We can also see two microphones on the side of Zeblaze GTS 3, while the GTS 3 Plus has a microphone on the side and the second one on the back. The health monitoring sensors are different on the watches, and we will compare heart rate and blood pressure later in this video. The charging pins are the same, so you can use either of these cables to charge the watches. I think you have already noticed that the display of Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus is larger than GTS 3, so the Plus version of the watch is a bit heavier, 39 grams against 37 grams. Now let's talk about displays, because here is probably the main difference between watches. Zeblaze GTS 3 has a 2.03-inch IPS screen with 240 by 296 pixels resolution. As for the GTS 3 Plus, it has a 2.15-inch AMOLED display with 415 by 505 pixels resolution. So the display of the Plus version of the watch is not only bigger, but also much higher quality. In addition, it has a brightness up to 1000 nit. Thanks to AMOLED panel, Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus supports always-on display mode. However, don't forget that the battery life is reduced when using always-on display. Talking about functions, at first glance, the watches are very similar. You can change watch faces, read new messages, go to Quick Settings menu, another menu by swiping right, and widgets by swiping left. Although the functions are almost identical, the watches seem to have different operating systems. Overall, the GTS 3 Plus runs faster and smoother. Now let's take a look at all the functions of both Zeblaze watches. So Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus has telephone, contact person, call records, contacts, voice assistant, data, workout records, heart rate, sleep, blood pressure, blood oxygen, messages, weather, female, music, breath training, stopwatch, timer, alarm clock, business card, find phone, calculator, calendar, camera, and settings. As for Zeblaze GTS 3, it has activity, sleep, heart rate, phone call, exercise records, blood pressure, SpO2, stress, weather, messages, shutter, player, relaxation, AI voice, timer, alarm, stopwatch, cycle tracking, find phone, calculator, games, and settings. so the functions of the watches are the same, but they are named differently. However, I have noticed games on Zeblaze GTS 3. I am not sure if it is a big advantage, but the GTS 3 Plus has no games. Okay, now I want to compare sport modes and health tracking functions. Both smartwatches have more than 100 sport modes, for example, walking, running, cycling, hiking, etc. The animation of the sport modes on the watches are different, but they show the same information, such as duration, heart rate, and calories. You cannot control music or anything else when sport modes is running. Now let's measure heart rate and SpO2. When I am in a calm state, the heart rate level on Zeblaze GTS 3 is 88 bpm, and it is 86 bpm on the Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus. After a quick exercise, the watches show a 125 bpm heart rate. The new Zeblaze fitness watches also have blood pressure and blood oxygen monitors. One of the main features of Zeblaze watches is Bluetooth phone calls. I want to test this, but first we need to connect the watches to a smartphone. You know another proof that Zeblaze GTS 3 and the GTS 3 Plus have different operating systems because they have different companion apps on the smartphones. You need to download FitCloud Pro app on your phone to connect Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus and the Fit app for connecting Zeblaze GTS 3. We have already tested many watches with these applications, so I will not dwell on their functions. Right now, we are interested in Bluetooth calls. When you have connected the watches to your smartphone, Bluetooth calling is automatically activated. However, you can also open the app and add your favorite contacts. Now you can quickly call someone from the watches. You can also receive calls from the watches when someone calls you on your smartphone. You know the battery of Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus is a little bigger than Zeblaze GTS 3, 300 mAh against 280 mAh, but the battery life is the same, 15 days in typical usage mode and 7 days in heavy usage mode. However, I think the Plus version will run a bit less because of the larger AMOLED screen and always-on display mode. So if you ask me, I will definitely choose Zeblaze GTS 3 Plus because this watch has a bigger and better display. However, these are very similar smartwatches and they have about the same functions. If the display isn't that important to you, then you can buy Zeblaze GTS 3. It is much cheaper than the Plus version. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon!